My phone buzzed at 3 a.m. I knew it was him before I even looked at the screen. "Come to Seoul tomorrow. I want to see your face one last time before I forget you existed." I sat in the dark, my hands shaking, my belly heavy with the secret I'd been carrying for 7 months. Twin boys, his sons, growing inside me. He didn't know. He couldn't know. But now he was calling me back. Not because he missed me, because he wanted to hurt me. I could ignore it. I could stay hidden in this small town in Nigeria where no one knew my name. But Hyunwoo doesn't make requests. He gives orders. And if I didn't go, he would come for me. So I bought the ticket. I packed a bag. I touched my belly and whispered, "I'm so sorry." I was walking into the lion's den. But what happens when the lion sees what I've been hiding? I met Hyunwoo 2 years ago in a club in Gangnam. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was working 3 jobs just to survive as a foreign student in Seoul, cleaning offices, tutoring English, selling handmade jewelry at street markets. But my friend dragged me out that night. "You need to live a little, Kyoma," she said. I didn't know that one night would ruin my life. He was sitting in the VIP section, surrounded by men in black suits. He didn't smile, he didn't dance, he just watched. And then he looked at me. I should have looked away. I should have left. But I didn't. He sent a drink to my table, then another. Then he walked over himself. "You don't belong here," he said in perfect English. "Neither do you," I replied, trying to sound braver than I felt. He smiled. It was the most dangerous smile I'd ever seen. From that night, I was his. He didn't tell me what he did. Not at first. He just took me to expensive restaurants, bought me clothes I could never afford, made me feel like I mattered. But I started noticing things. The way people feared him. The way his phone rang at strange hours. The blood on his knuckles one night when he picked me up. "What do you do, Hyunwoo?" I asked him once. He looked at me with those cold, beautiful eyes and said, "Things you're better off not knowing." I should have run then, but I was already in love. He proposed to me 6 months later. No family, no guests. Just us and a registrar in a quiet office. "You're mine now," he whispered as he slid the ring onto my finger. "No one will ever touch you." I thought he meant he would protect me. I didn't realize he meant he owned me. The first year of marriage was a nightmare disguised as a dream. I lived in his penthouse. I had everything I could ever want. Except freedom. I couldn't go anywhere without his men following me. I couldn't talk to anyone he didn't approve. I couldn't even smile at a stranger without him asking me why. "You don't understand my world," he would say when I complained. "There are people who would kill you just to hurt me." I believed him. I stayed quiet. I became a ghost in my own life. But I still loved him. Even when I saw the violence. Even when I heard the screams from the basement of his building. Even when I washed blood off his shirts. Because at night, when it was just us, he was gentle. He held me like I was the only thing keeping him human. "I would burn the world for you," he told me once. I believed him. But then I started noticing the rivals circling, the threats. The way Hyunwoo's face grew darker every day. And I realized something terrifying. Loving him wasn't just dangerous, it was going to kill me. Name options, generate first. Mother options, A. Thandaiwi B. Kyoma. C. Keiza boss options. A. Hyunwoo. B. Dohyun. C. Saiwon. Chosen names. Mother, Cheer Kyoma. Boss, Cheer Hyunwoo. Step 01 premise, locked summary. I fell in love with Hyunwoo in Seoul, knowing he was dangerous. He was a mafia boss. I was just a foreign woman trying to survive in his world. He told me he loved me. He married me. But his world was poison. When I discovered I was pregnant with twins, I didn't tell him. I knew what would happen. His enemies would come for me. For them. So I disappeared. I fled back to Africa, alone, terrified, and carrying his sons inside me. For 7 months I hid. I changed my name. I lived in shadows. Then I received a message, an invitation, from him. He had found me. He wanted to see me. Just to mock me, he said. I thought about refusing, but I knew Hyunwoo. If I didn't show up, he would hunt me down. So I went. 7 months pregnant, my belly carrying the truth he didn't know. When he saw me, everything changed. The mockery died in his throat. The anger turned to shock. He realized what I had been hiding, what I had run away with. Now I had to decide, keep running, or face the man who could destroy me and save me at the same time. Intro. First 40 seconds. My phone buzzed at 3 a.m. I knew it was him before I even looked at the screen. Come to Seoul. Tomorrow. I want to see your face one last time before I forget you existed. I sat in the dark, my hands shaking, my belly heavy with the secret I'd been carrying for 7 months. Twin boys, his sons, growing inside me. He didn't know. He couldn't know. But now he was calling me back. Not because he missed me, because he wanted to hurt me. I could ignore it. I could stay hidden in this small town in Nigeria where no one knew my name. But Hyunwoo doesn't make requests. He gives orders. And if I didn't go, he would come for me. So I bought the ticket. I packed a bag. I touched my belly and whispered, "I'm so sorry." I was walking into the lion's den. But what happens when the lion sees what I've been hiding? Chapter 1. Dangerous Love in Seoul. I met Hyunwoo 2 years ago in a club in Gangnam. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was working 3 jobs just to survive as a foreign student in Seoul. Cleaning offices, tutoring English, selling handmade jewelry at street markets. But my friend dragged me out that night. "You need to live a little, Kyoma," she said. I didn't know that one night would ruin my life. He was sitting in the VIP section, surrounded by men in black suits. He didn't smile. He didn't dance. He just watched. And then he looked at me. I should have looked away. I should have left. But I didn't. He sent a drink to my table. Then another. Then he walked over himself. "You don't belong here," he said in perfect English. "Neither do you," I replied, trying to sound braver than I felt. He smiled. It was the most dangerous smile I'd ever seen. From that night, I was his. He didn't tell me what he did. Not at first. He just took me to expensive restaurants, bought me clothes I could never afford, made me feel like I mattered. But I started noticing things. The way people feared him, the way his phone rang at strange hours, the blood on his knuckles one night when he picked me up. "What do you do, Hyunwoo?" I asked him once. He looked at me with those cold, beautiful eyes and said, "Things you're better off not knowing." I should have run then. But I was already in love. He proposed to me 6 months later. No family, no guests, just us and a registrar in a quiet office. "You're mine now," he whispered as he slid the ring onto my finger. "No one will ever touch you." I thought he meant he would protect me. I didn't realize he meant he owned me. The first year of marriage was a nightmare disguised as a dream. I lived in his penthouse. I had everything I could ever want, except freedom. I couldn't go anywhere without his men following me. I couldn't talk to anyone he didn't approve. I couldn't even smile at a stranger without him asking me why. "You don't understand my world," he would say when I complained. "There are people who would kill you just to hurt me." I believed him. I stayed quiet. I became a ghost in my own life. But I still loved him. Even when I saw the violence. Even when I heard the screams from the basement of his building. Even when I washed blood off his shirts. Because at night, when it was just us, he was gentle. He held me like I was the only thing keeping him human. "I would burn the world for you," he told me once. I believed him. Chapter 1. Ending. Hook. But then I started noticing the rivals circling. The threats. The way Hyunwoo's face grew darker every day. And I realized something terrifying. Loving him wasn't just dangerous, it was going to kill me. Chapter 2. Discovering the pregnancy and fear. I found out I was pregnant on a Tuesday morning. I had been feeling sick for weeks. Tired, emotional. But I told myself it was stress. Living with Hyunwoo was like living in a war zone. Every day felt like survival. But when I missed my period for the 2nd month, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I bought a pregnancy test in secret. I took it in the bathroom while Hyunwoo was in a meeting with his men downstairs. 2 lines, positive. I sat on the cold tile floor and cried. Not because I didn't want the baby, but because I knew what this meant. Hyunwoo had always said he didn't want children. "This world is too dangerous," he told me once. "I won't bring a child into it." But now it was too late. I hid the test. I didn't tell him. I needed time to think. A week later, I went to the doctor. Alone. The ultrasound technician smiled at me. "Congratulations," she said. "You're having twins." Twins. I felt my heart stop. 2 babies, 2 lives, 2 targets. Because that's what they would be in Hyunwoo's world. Targets. His enemies would use them against him. They would kidnap them, hurt them, kill them. I couldn't let that happen. I started planning my escape that same day. I couldn't tell anyone. Not my friends, not Hyunwoo's men, not even my own family back home. If Hyunwoo found out I was pregnant, he would never let me leave. And if I stayed, my sons would grow up in a world of blood and violence. I had to choose. Him or them. I chose them. I started hiding money, small amounts, nothing he would notice. I renewed my passport. I contacted an old friend in Nigeria who could help me disappear, and I waited. One night, Hyunwoo came home late. His hands were covered in blood again. He didn't say anything. He just walked to the bathroom and washed them in the sink. I watched him from the bedroom door, my hand on my still flat stomach. "I'm leaving tomorrow," I wanted to say. "I'm pregnant with your children and I'm running away because I can't watch them die in your world." But I said nothing. I just kissed him goodnight and pretended everything was fine. The next morning, while he was sleeping, I packed a single bag. I left my wedding ring on the nightstand, and I walked out of his life forever. I didn't cry until I was on the plane. I kept looking over my shoulder, waiting for his men to drag me off. But no one came. Maybe he didn't care enough to stop me. Or maybe he was letting me run so he could hunt me later. I landed in Lagos at night. My friend Amara was waiting for me at the airport. She didn't ask questions. She just hugged me and took me to a small apartment in a quiet neighborhood. "You can stay here as long as you need," she said. I thanked her. I didn't tell her about the pregnancy. Not yet. For the first month, I barely left the apartment. I was terrified Hyunwoo would find me, that his men would show up at my door, that I would wake up and he would be standing over me, asking me why I left. But weeks passed, then months. No one came. I started to believe I was safe. My belly grew. At 4 months, I could no longer hide it. Amara noticed. "Kioma, are you?" I nodded. She didn't judge me. She just held my hand and said, "We'll figure it out." I found a job teaching English at a small school. I changed my name on all my documents. I deleted all my social media. I became invisible. I told people I was a widow. That my husband had died in an accident. It was easier than explaining the truth. At night, I would lie in bed and feel the babies moving inside me. 2 little boys. I could feel it. I knew it. I wondered if they would look like him. If they would have his dark eyes, his sharp features. I wondered if he even thought about me anymore. Or if he had already replaced me. Part of me hoped he had. It would make it easier. But another part of me still loved him. I hated myself for it. By the 7th month, I was exhausted. My body ached. My feet swelled. I could barely sleep. But I was happy. For the first time in years, I felt free. I was building a life for my sons. A safe life. Away from violence. Away from fear. And then one morning, I woke up to a text message from an unknown number. "I know where you are, Kioma. Come back to Seoul, now, or I will come to you." My blood turned to ice. It was him. Hyunwoo had found me. I sat on the edge of my bed, shaking, my hands on my belly. The babies kicked, as if they could feel my fear. I wanted to run again. But where could I go that he wouldn't find me? He wasn't asking me to come back. He was ordering me. And I knew what happened to people who disobeyed Hyunwoo. I stared at that message for hours. "I know where you are, Kioma. Come back to Seoul, now, or I will come to you." My first instinct was to run again. Pack everything. Take Amara's car. Drive to another city, another country, anywhere. But I was 7 months pregnant with twins. I could barely walk upstairs without losing my breath. How could I run? And deep down, I knew the truth. There was nowhere I could hide that Hyunwoo wouldn't find me. He had resources I couldn't imagine. Money, power, people in every corner of the world. If he wanted me, he would have me. So I made a decision that terrified me. I would go back to Seoul. I would face him. but I wouldn't go alone. I would go with the truth he didn't know. I would show him what I had been hiding. Maybe it would make him angrier. Maybe it would put me in more danger. But maybe, just maybe, it would change everything. I booked a flight for the next day. Amara begged me not to go. Kioma, this is insane. You're 7 months pregnant. What if something happens to you? To the babies? If I don't go, he'll come here, I told her. And I can't let him find me like this, hiding. Afraid. I need to face him on my terms. She didn't understand. How could she? She didn't know Hyunwoo. She didn't know what he was capable of. But she helped me pack anyway. The flight was torture. My belly pressed against the seatbelt. The babies kicked constantly, as if they could sense my anxiety. I kept replaying our last conversation in my head. The morning I left, Hyunwoo had been sleeping. His face peaceful, almost innocent. I had stood at the door for 10 minutes, just watching him. Part of me wanted to wake him, to tell him everything, to beg him to change. But I knew he wouldn't. Hyunwoo didn't change for anyone, not even for me. So I left. And now I was going back. When the plane landed in Seoul, I felt like I was walking into my own execution. I took a taxi to the address he had sent me. Not his penthouse, not his office, a restaurant, high-end, private. The kind of place where secrets were bought and sold. I walked in, my hand on my belly, my legs shaking. The hostess took one look at me and led me to a private room in the back. And there he was, Hyunwoo. He was sitting at a table, dressed in a black suit, his hands folded in front of him. He looked exactly the same. Sharp jawline, dark eyes, the kind of handsome that made you forget he was dangerous.
Asterisk, asterisk, if you're still here. That means something. People don't stay this long by accident. Something in this story pulled you in. And what you've heard so far? It's only the surface. The full experience has 30 complete stories, uninterrupted. No ads, no breaks, no distractions stealing the moment. Just you. And the story that won't let you go. If you're ready to dive deeper, the QR code is right on your screen. Or tap the link in the pinned comment to continue. Asterisk, asterisk.
But when he saw me, everything changed. His eyes went straight to my belly. For a moment, he didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even breathe. He just stared. And then slowly, he stood up. Kioma, he said, his voice low and cold. What? Is that? I lifted my chin, trying to look braver than I felt. You asked me to come back, I said. So here I am. He walked toward me, his eyes never leaving my stomach. How far along? He asked. 7 months. And you didn't think to tell me? Would you have let me leave if I had? I shot back. His jaw tightened. I could see the anger building behind his eyes. But there was something else too. Shock, confusion, maybe even fear. Are they mine? He asked quietly. I felt tears burn my eyes. Of course they're yours. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing the room like a caged animal. How many? Twins, I whispered. 2 boys. He stopped, turned to look at me. For the first time since I'd known him, Hyunwoo looked completely lost. You ran away, he said, his voice shaking. You disappeared. You left me. And you were pregnant with my sons. I didn't have a choice, I said, my voice breaking. Your world, Hyunwoo. It would have killed them. It almost killed me. So you thought hiding was better? He shouted. You thought keeping my children from me was the answer? Yes, I shouted back. Because you told me you didn't want children. You said this world was too dangerous. So I made the choice for both of us. He stared at me, his chest heaving, and then, to my shock, he sank into a chair and put his head in his hands. I would have protected you, he said quietly. I would have protected all of you. I know, I whispered. But I couldn't take that risk. We sat in silence for a long time. Finally, he looked up at me. What do you want, Kioma? Why did you come back? Because you gave me no choice, I said. You found me. You threatened me. So here I am. I didn't threaten you, he said. I needed to see you. I blinked. What? He looked away. I've been going insane for the past 7 months. I didn't know where you were, if you were safe. if you were even alive. You wanted to mock me, I said, remembering his message. He let out a bitter laugh. I was angry, hurt. I wanted you to feel what I felt when you left. And now? I asked. He looked at my belly again. Now everything is different. He stood up and walked toward me slowly. When he reached me, he did something I never expected. He knelt down, and he placed his hand on my belly. I don't know how to be a father, he whispered. But I know I can't lose you again. I didn't know what to say. Hyun-woo was on his knees in front of me, his hand on my belly, his eyes closed like he was praying. The babies kicked. Hard. His eyes flew open. Did you feel that? I whispered. He nodded, his face full of wonder. They're real. Of course they're real, I said, tears streaming down my face. They've been real this whole time. He stood up slowly, his hand still on my stomach. I want you to come home, he said. No. His eyes hardened. Kioma, no, I repeated, stepping back. I didn't come here to get back together with you, Hyunwoo. I came because you forced me, but I'm not staying in Seoul. I'm not bringing my sons into your world. Our sons, he corrected. They're mine, I said firmly. I've carried them for 7 months. I've protected them. I've built a life for them, without you. And what kind of life is that? He demanded. Hiding, running, living in fear that I'll find you. Better than living in fear that your enemies will kill them, I shouted. The room went silent. Hyunwoo's face was unreadable. Finally, he spoke. You think I haven't thought about that? You think I don't know how dangerous my life is? Then why do you want them in it? I asked, my voice breaking. Because they're mine, he said quietly. And I protect what's mine. You can't protect everyone, I whispered. You couldn't even protect me. He flinched like I had slapped him. That's not fair, isn't it? I asked. I lived in a cage, Hyunwoo. A beautiful, expensive cage, but still a cage. I couldn't go anywhere, do anything, be anyone, and you called it protection. It was protection, he insisted. It was control, I shot back. We stared at each other, the weight of everything unsaid hanging between us. Finally, I sighed. I need to sit down, I said. My back was killing me. He immediately pulled out a chair for me. I sat, and he knelt beside me again. Tell me what you want, he said. Tell me what it will take for you to trust me. I looked at him, really looked at him. Despite everything, I still saw the man I had fallen in love with, the man who had held me on dark nights, who had whispered that I was his whole world. But I also saw the monster, the man who had blood on his hands, who ruled through fear. I want you to leave this life, I said. He went still. I want you to walk away from the mafia, from the violence, from all of it. Kioma, that's my price, I said. If you want to be a father to these boys, you have to give up everything else. He stood up, running a hand through his hair. It's not that simple. Then we have nothing to talk about, I said, standing up to leave. He grabbed my wrist, gently, desperately. Don't, he said. Don't walk away again. Give me a reason to stay, I whispered. He looked at me for a long time, and then he said the words I never thought I'd hear. I'll do it. I'll leave. I stared at him in shock. What? If that's what it takes to keep you, to keep them, I'll walk away from all of it. You're lying, I said, shaking my head. You can't just leave. They'll kill you. Let them try, he said. I've survived worse. I searched his face for any sign of deception, but all I saw was determination. It won't be easy, I said. You'll have enemies, people who want revenge. I know. You'll have to disappear, start over, become someone else. I know. And you'd do that? I asked. For me? For them? He pulled me close, his hand cradling my face. I'd do anything for you, Kioma. I thought you knew that. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to believe him so badly. But I had been burned before. Prove it, I said. He nodded. I will. Over the next 2 weeks, Hyunwoo did the impossible. He started dismantling his empire. He sold his businesses, paid off his debts, made deals with his rivals. It was dangerous. There were attempts on his life, threats, violence. But he survived. And through it all, he came to see me every day. He brought me food, rubbed my swollen feet, talked to my belly. "I'm sorry I wasn't there from the beginning," he whispered to the babies one night, "but I promise I'll be there for everything else." I watched him, my heart breaking and healing at the same time. Maybe people could change. Maybe love really was enough. 2 weeks before my due date, Hyunwoo showed up at my hotel room with 2 plane tickets. "Where are we going?" I asked. "Somewhere safe," he said. "Somewhere no one will find us." "Us?" I repeated. He took my hand. "If you'll have me." I looked into his eyes, and I made my choice. Yes, we left Seoul that night. No goodbyes. No looking back. Just me, him, and the 2 lives growing inside me. But as the plane took off, I couldn't shake the feeling that we weren't alone. That somewhere, someone was watching. Waiting. We landed in a small coastal town in New Zealand. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone, but no one asked too many questions. Hyunwoo had bought a house there months ago, under a different name. It was small. Simple. Nothing like the luxury we'd had in Seoul. But it was ours. "What do you think?" he asked as we stood in the empty living room. I looked around, at the wooden floors, the windows overlooking the ocean, the nursery he had already started painting. "It's perfect," I whispered. He wrapped his arms around me from behind, his hands on my belly. "This is our new beginning," he said. "No more running, no more fear. Just us." I wanted to believe him, and for the first time in months, I did. The twins were born 3 weeks later. The labor was long and brutal, 22 hours of pain. But when I finally heard their cries, everything else disappeared. 2 perfect baby boys. They had Hyunwoo's dark hair, my nose, his eyes, my smile. They were ours. Hyunwoo held them both, tears streaming down his face. "I never thought I could feel like this," he whispered. "Like my heart is outside my body." "Welcome to parenthood," I said with a tired smile. We named them Chibuzo and Chinadu, strong Igbo names.
Asterisk, you didn't stop here by accident. Something in this story grabbed you and refused to let go. But what you heard, that was only the beginning. Imagine this feeling. Multiplied by 30 full stories. Over 30 hours of pure escape, ready to play while you cook, clean, drive, unwind. Ready to carry you somewhere else every time you press play? No ads, no breaks. Nothing pulling you out of the moment. Just the story alive in your ears. If you felt even a spark while listening to this, don't walk away now. The QR code is right there on your screen. Or tap the link in the pinned comment. Your full experience is waiting. Don't keep it waiting. Asterisk.
A piece of my home that I wanted them to carry. Hyunwoo didn't argue. He just kissed their foreheads and promised to protect them with his life. The first few months were chaos, sleepless nights, endless diapers, 2 babies crying at once. But we figured it out together. Hyunwoo was surprisingly good with them, patient, gentle. Nothing like the cold, violent man I had known in Seoul. He sang to them in Korean. I sang to them in Igbo. He taught them to be strong. I taught them to be kind. We built a life, slowly, carefully, beautifully. But there were still moments when I saw the old Hyunwoo, the way his eyes scanned every room when we went out, the way he kept a weapon hidden in the house, the way he never truly relaxed. "Do you ever regret it?" I asked him one night as we watched the twins sleep. "Regret what?" "Leaving. Giving up everything." He was quiet for a long time. "Sometimes," he admitted, "I miss the power, the control, the feeling that I could bend the world to my will." My heart sank. "But then I look at them," he continued, nodding toward our sons, "and I realize this is the only power that matters, the power to love them, to keep them safe, to be the father they deserve." He turned to me, taking my hand. "You saved me, Kioma. You gave me a reason to be better." I leaned my head on his shoulder. "We saved each other," I whispered. Life wasn't perfect. There were hard days, days when the money ran low, Days when the twins were sick, days when I missed my family back home. But we had each other, and that was enough. On the twins' first birthday, we threw a small party. Just us. A cake, some balloons. Chibuzo took his first steps that day. Chinedu laughed so hard he got the hiccups. And Hyunwoo looked at me with so much love it made my chest ache. "Thank you," he said. "For what?" "For not giving up on me. For giving me this life. For being the strongest person I know." I kissed him. Soft and sweet. "Thank you for proving me wrong," I said. "For changing. For choosing us." He smiled. That rare, genuine smile I had fallen in love with all those years ago. "I'd choose you 1,000 times over." As the sun set over the ocean, I watched my family. Hyunwoo was holding both boys, spinning them around while they squealed with delight. This was everything I had dreamed of. Peace, safety, love. But deep down, in a place I didn't like to visit, I knew the truth. The past never really stays buried, and Hyunwoo's past was darker than most. I pushed the thought away. Tonight, I wouldn't think about what might come. Tonight, I would just be grateful for what we had, because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose to be happy, even when you know the storm might be coming. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and check the locks. I tell myself I'm being paranoid, that we're safe now, that the past is really behind us. But then I see Hyunwoo do the same thing, checking the windows, looking over his shoulder when we're at the market. And I wonder, did we really escape? Or are we just living in the eye of the hurricane, waiting for the chaos to find us again? Would you have made the same choice I did? Would you have trusted him enough to start over? And if your past came knocking, would you run, or would you finally stand and fight?